Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the Minnesota Vikings as they prepare for an exciting home game against my Green Bay Packers in just a couple of nights. Can you believe it? The last time the Vikings lost a game was over 2 months ago. Their last victory was a thrilling 27-24 win against the Seattle Seahawks, who were fighting hard for a playoff spot. That game really showed everyone that the Vikings, with a record of 13-2, are not to be underestimated. It took a while for people to recognize their talent, but it seems like the tide is finally turning. However, I was just watching a segment on First Things First, and Nick Wright had some interesting takes. He mentioned that both the Lions and Vikings could be in trouble if they don't secure a Week 1 bye, which honestly surprised me. Now let's talk numbers. The Minnesota Vikings are currently the 9th highest scoring team in the NFL. While their running game is about average, their offense is definitely making waves. Sam Darnold is on fire. He's 4th in the league for passer rating and 5th in touchdown passes with an impressive 32 touchdowns this season. Just last week against Seattle, he threw 3 touchdowns without a single interception. What a performance. And let's not forget about the defense. The Vikings boast the 3rd best scoring defense in the league, allowing only 18.4 points per game. They're also the 2nd best rushing defense and rank 5th in sacks with a total of 44. The Vikings are also averaging 2 takeaways per game, which puts them at the top of the NFL. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're focusing on the Minnesota Vikings. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and enjoyed the holiday season. With New Year's Eve and New Year's Day just around the corner, let's keep the festive spirit going. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for daily NFL content. If we can reach 250 likes on this video, it would mean so much to me. Now let's talk about those impressive defensive stats. While the Vikings have some incredible numbers, one common concern is that they tend to give up big plays. I get it, but here's the thing. They have one of the best red zone defenses and are also the top team in the league when it comes to forcing turnovers. The next 2 games are crucial. My Green Bay Packers may not be able to win the NFC North, but we can definitely make things interesting for the Vikings with a win. Here's why that matters. If both the Vikings and the Lions win their upcoming games, Detroit is facing San Francisco, then both teams will be 14-2 heading into Week 18. That means they'll be battling for the top spot in the NFC North and the number 1 seed in the entire NFC. As a Packers fan, I have to admit, even though the Eagles are strong, they don't intimidate me like they do the rest of the NFL media. It's tough to picture either Detroit or Minnesota as the number 1 seed, but it's hard to argue against either team making the playoffs. Right now, Sam Darnold is having an incredible season. He's thrown 32 touchdown passes and racked up nearly 3,800 passing yards, with 2 games still to go. He's also kept his interceptions low with just 11, and his on-target percentage of 79.8% is the best of his entire NFL career. The Vikings' offense is currently ranked 6th in explosive play rate, which means they know how to make big plays happen. There was a moment earlier in the season when the Vikings lost 2 games in just 4 days and some fans started to panic. Many people were waiting for the Vikings to stumble, and when those losses happened, one against Detroit and the other on a short week against the Rams, critics were quick to jump in and say, "I told you they were frauds." During that time, turnovers were a bit of a problem for the Vikings, but since Week 10, they've only turned the ball over 3 times. 2 of those were fumbles by Aaron Jones, and the other was a 4th down pass from Sam Darnold that was more like a punt. In fact, only 4 teams have had fewer turnovers during that stretch: the Buffalo Bills, Green Bay Packers, and Kansas City Chiefs. So it's clear that this offense is top 10 in most metrics, and they deserve serious respect. On the defensive side, things have been just as exciting. Players like Blake Cashman have been standout performers, Byron Murphy is doing great work, and Josh Metellus is really breaking out. Plus, Van Ginkel added another 2 sacks this past Sunday. Blake Cashman has been an amazing addition to the team, and the Vikings have made some fantastic defensive moves over the past year. However, one of the main criticisms of the Minnesota Vikings, something I've even pointed out at times, is that their defense can give up some big plays. I came across an interesting statistic that highlights this issue. Ivan Pace Jr. has missed a few games recently, and Cashman also sat out some early in the season when those losses happened. It's fascinating to see how much the defense changes when both of these linebackers are healthy and on the field. Right now, the Vikings rank 21st in the league for explosive plays allowed. In fact, only the Baltimore Ravens have given up more passes of 15 yards or more this season. But here's the surprising part. When both Cashman and Pace are playing, the Vikings' explosive play rate drops to just 7.7%. That's the best in the entire NFL. Let's talk a bit more about Ivan Pace Jr. Many people might not know him, but he had an outstanding rookie season last year as an undrafted player, racking up 101 combined tackles. It took some time for him to earn consistent playing time, but when he's on the field, the Vikings are ranked number 1 against the run, and it's not even close. When he's not playing, however, their run defense falls among the worst in the league. I'm not saying it's all about one player, of course. Factors like opponent health and game situations also play a big role in these metrics. The key point is that when Blake Cashman and Ivan Pace Jr. are healthy, they form one of the best linebacker duos in the NFL. It's interesting to note that not many people are talking about this except for Vikings fans. With a record of 13-2, we've been saying all season long that this team is really good. Just look back at their win against the Seahawks, or their comeback victories against the Falcons and the Arizona Cardinals. This team is incredibly battle-tested. We all know the stat about Kevin O'Connell. He's lost only 2 games when the Vikings win the turnover margin. Right now, they're playing pretty clean football, which should be a cause for concern for their opponents. In the next 2 weeks, we're going to learn a lot about this team's resilience and talent and just how far they can go. That's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe for daily NFL content. We'll see you on Sunday for what promises to be a great game. Even as a Packers fan, I have to admit I'm a little worried about it. We know we're not winning the division, but I'm looking forward to the wild card, so I'm just going to enjoy this matchup. Before you go, drop your score predictions for Sunday in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in a couple of days. Peace.